Okay guys, welcome to the last section of chapter 11, 11.6. This section is going to talk about annuities, sinking funds, and just a general overview of retirement plans that are available out there. Let's start with annuities. An annuity is an account into which or out of which a sequence of scheduled payments is made. An annuity into which equal payments are made at regular intervals, with the interest compounded at the end of each interval, and with a fixed interest rate for each compounding period, is called an ordinary annuity or a fixed annuity. The amount of money that's present in an annuity after all of the years has passed is known as the accumulated amount or the future value of the annuity. To determine the accumulated amount of an ordinary annuity, you can use a computer to generate a spreadsheet. I'll show you what it looks like on the next slide. If you look on this spreadsheet, on the left-hand side, you see the number of payments. This person is investing monthly. Each month they are investing $100, and at the end of each month, interest is added. And so on the right-hand side, you can see their accumulated amount. So if you notice, after 10 months of $100 a month, they have a total of $1,018.96. This person continued investing for 30 years. So after 360 months at $100 a month, they have earned $83,225.86. Well, they've saved that amount. Another way, which is the more efficient way to calculate the accumulated amount, is to use the ordinary annuity formula. The ordinary annuity formula is A equals big fraction, P times the quantity of 1 plus R divided by N raised to the NT minus 1 all over R divided by N. In this problem, A represents the amount that will be in your annuity at the end of the term. P is the amount of your payments made N times per year for T years at an interest rate of R. The compoundings will occur at the end of each payment. So let's look at an example. Bill and Megan Lutz are depositing $250 each quarter in an ordinary annuity that pays 4% interest compounded quarterly. Determine the accumulated amount in this annuity after 35 years. So let's use our annuity formula. A equals P, which is the monthly payment, or this time it's a quarterly payment of $250. 1 plus R divided by N. Our R is 4%, and we're doing quarterly compoundings, and we're going to raise it to 4 times the number of years. We're leaving this in for 35 years. That's multiplication, minus 1. And then in your denominator, you have R over N again, 0.04 divided by 4. Now, if you are good with your calculator, you can leave it just like that, and you can type it in your calculator and let your calculator do all the work. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to show you how I enter it. So if you want to look at the big screen on the right, it's a little easier to see. So I'm going to start with my 250, and then a parenthesis for the big group, and another parenthesis for the small group. 1 plus 0.04 divided by 4, close the first group, raised to the 4 times 35, close the exponent, minus 1, close your numerator, divided by, open a new set of parentheses for your denominator, 0.04 divided by 4, close the denominator, hit enter, and they have $75,677.48 in their account after 35 years of paying $250 4 times a year. Just as a tip, you are going to need to know when to use the annuity formula and when to use the sinking fund formula. You're going to use the ordinary annuity when you wish to determine the accumulated amount over the number of years for a fixed contribution. A sinking fund is when you know how much you want to accumulate, but you're trying to figure out how much you need to invest each period. Okay, so they're different. The annuity, you know what you want to put in every month. You need to know how much will be there in the end. Sinking fund, you know how much you want in the end. You need to know how much to invest every month. So, a sinking fund is a type of annuity in which the goal is to save a specific amount of money in a specific period of time. The sinking fund formula is P equals, big fraction, A times R divided by N over 1 plus R over N raised to the NT all minus 1. The values mean the same. P is the payment you'll have to put in each period. A is the amount you want to attain at the end of a certain number of payments. N is the number of times a year you'll contribute, and T is the number of years you'll contribute. R is the interest you'll earn. So let's look at another scenario. Abigail and John Clayton would like to have $55,000 in 10 years to remodel their home. The Claytons decided to invest monthly in a sinking fund that pays 3.3% interest compounded monthly. How much should the Claytons invest in the sinking fund each month to accumulate $55,000 in 10 years? So let's fill in our formula. So our formula is P equals, so that's going to tell us our payment. We start with A, which is the amount we want. We would like to accumulate $55,000 times R over N. Our interest rate is 3.3%, and we are going to contribute monthly, so that would be a 12. Then you need your denominator, 1 plus R over N, raised to the NT. We're going to contribute 12 times a year for 10 years, all minus 1. Now again, if you're going to do this in your calculator, I would recommend that you put the numerator in a set of parentheses and you put the denominator in a set of parentheses so that you don't have an issue when you type it in. So let me show you what that looks like one more time. Okay, so if I'm going to type this in, I'll put a parenthesis for my numerator. I have 55,000 times R over N. R is 0.033 divided by my N, which is 12, divided by a big parenthesis for the entire denominator, and then the first thing in your denominator is a group, so you need to open another one. 1 plus R over N raised to the NT, all of it minus 1, and then close the denominator. So they will need to contribute $387.48 each month. So their monthly payment is $387.48. Now, you have to be careful here because I kind of rounded liberally. The decimal is actually 0.4844. Okay, I followed the way when I said 387.48. I followed traditional rounding rules. So I just looked at my 8 and I was like, well, the 4 is next to it, so I should round down. The problem is because you're trying to hit a specific amount, if you round down, you're not going to hit your $55,000. You'll be slightly short. So in this situation, you're going to not follow traditional rounding rules, and you're going to always go up because it's a sinking fund. You're going to round to 387.49. So you have to avoid your traditional rounding rules and always round up to the nearest cent. Okay, the rest of this PowerPoint is just an example, or is just a description of what all the different types of retirement funds you can get. The next type of retirement fund you can do is called a variable annuity. This is an annuity that you invest in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, and they do not provide you guaranteed interest rates. The term variable is used because the value of the annuity varies depending on the performance of your investments. Like ordinary annuities, an investor usually puts the same amount of payment in each time, but unlike an ordinary annuity, you do not know how much you're going to earn. It is not a fixed rate of interest. Another annuity is called an immediate annuity. This is an annuity that is established with a lump sum of money for the purpose of providing an investor with regular monthly payments for the rest of their life. So in exchange for giving an investment company a lump sum, the investor will guarantee you a monthly income for the rest of your life. Next is an individual retirement account. You probably know it as an IRA. These are savings accounts that allow individuals to invest up to a certain amount of money each year for the purpose of saving for retirement. IRAs have a tax advantage over ordinary savings account. There are several different kinds of IRAs, but most are classified as either a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. A traditional IRA is a pre-tax money is invested. So it comes straight out of your paycheck. The government has not received any of your taxes, and it goes into an IRA account. When you start drawing on the money is when you start paying your taxes. A Roth IRA, you contribute after your paycheck and after your taxes have been withdrawn. You're only allowed to contribute a certain amount of money each year. I believe it's $5,500 right now in 2015. And then at the end, when you draw on your money, since you've already paid taxes, you do not have to pay taxes again. A lot of people think that's an advantage because they feel in time, like in 30 years when they retire, a lot of people feel like the tax rate will be higher then, so they think they've saved some money by investing it early. Another thing you can get through your job is a 401k plan. This allows employees of companies to make contributions before tax dollars, and you get pooled into an account with other employees. So these funds are invested in a variety of stocks, bonds, money markets, mutual funds. 401k plans share many of the same tax advantages as IRAs, and they have several advantages. First, employees are generally allowed to invest more in a 401k than you can into an IRA. Often you can contribute up to 15% of your annual salary into an IRA. The second advantage is some employers actually match your contributions up to a certain limit. So essentially you get free money. Not all employees do that. Another type of 401k is called a Roth 401k. This retirement savings is different than a regular 401k in that the investor first pays taxes on the money before they invest it into a Roth 401k. Like a Roth IRA, the money that is withdrawn from a Roth 401k is not subject to tax when you take it out. Another savings plan is called a 403b. It is similar to a 401k, but only people that are government employees, like they work at schools or government offices, hospitals, charities, or any like non-for-profit organization, only those people are eligible for 403b accounts. 403bs have a lot of the same advantages as 401ks, but they are usually not set up by your employer. 403bs are usually set up as the individual, and they meet a representative to set up the account. So as you can see from this brief discussion of annuities, IRAs, 401ks, and 403bs, there's a lot of details that can affect your decision when it comes to retirement. So if you would like more information on types of retirement accounts that are not mentioned here, you can go to several websites. Regardless of the source of your information, it's important to do your own research and to ask a lot of questions before you make an investment for retirement.